Coming up on American Top 40, the first hit record by a man who says he first put his stamp on rock and roll 27 years ago. The day he wailed his first note as a newborn baby. Casey's Coast to Coast. Well, now on American Top 40, we're up to the first hit record by a man who claims that he's been immortalized in the language of rock and roll. An incredible claim coming from a man who's only 27 years old. But here's the story Rocky Burnette tells. You see, Rocky was born at St. Joseph's Hospital in Memphis back in 1953. And that night, Rocky's father, veteran rocker Johnny Burnette, and Johnny's brother, Dorsey Burnette, were just getting started on a month-long tour and playing at the nearby Cotton Club in Memphis. Well, when word came to Johnny Burnette that he'd become a father, he decided to call that tour Rocky and Billy Month, in honor of newborn Rocky and Rocky's cousin, Billy Burnette. And Rocky says people began referring to the Burnette brothers' music as Rocky and Billy music. And eventually, Rocky and Billy became rockabilly, the name of an important form of early rock and roll. But that wasn't Rocky's only childhood connection with rock and roll. He says that he can still remember Gene Bebop-a-Lulu Vincent sitting on the family couch strumming his guitar, and his mother chasing Eddie Summertime Blues Cochran through the house with a frying pan in her hand, and Elvis Presley taking him for walks. Rocky says those guys were just big old country boys. They were all wild, but that's my heritage right there. I'm the son of rock and roll. Well, this week on American Top 40, Rocky Burnette's first hit climbs 2 notches to number 18. Here's Tired of Towing the Line. Rocky Burnette at number 18 on American Top 40, 4th week on the chart. By the way, it's already number 1 in Australia. That's Tired of Towing the Line. 17 big hits to number 1, and the countdown continues.
The hits from coast to coast.
Now we're up to the first hit by a man who came very close to becoming a Christian minister, until he realized he could better spread the word of the Lord with rock and roll. According to Rocky Burnette, after his rock pioneer father Johnny Burnette died, life wasn't too pleasant for the surviving members of the family, and Rocky told us he often turned to religion to find some peace of mind. And so it was that when Rocky was 19 years old, he enrolled in a Bible college to become a minister. Rocky said, "I didn't smoke, didn't drink, and didn't swear." But during his last year of school, he had a sudden revelation. His studies were making him a much more serious person than he wanted to be. Rocky said, "You can enjoy yourself and still believe. It's no good believing if you don't enjoy yourself." He said Christianity should not preclude enjoyment. Rocky Burnette preferred to answer his calling according to chapter 100 in the book of Psalms, where it's written, "Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, and come before his presence with singing." And Rocky decided to make his joyful noise through the rock and roll music that's long been part of his family. 8 years later, some of Rocky Burnette's joyful noise is on the charts. Here he is at number 8 with Tired of Towing the Line. Rocky Burnette, second week in the top 10, both of those weeks at number 8 with Tired of Towing the Line.
Casey's Coast to Coast.
Singer Rocky Burnette recently admitted in an interview that sometimes he finds he's living in the past. That was when his house was filled with early rock stars visiting his famous father, Johnny Burnette, a pioneer of rock and roll. Rocky said, "Talking about these people, Eddie Cochran, Johnny and Dorsey Burnette, Gene Vincent, Elvis, that's another lifetime. It seems like Camelot to me, 100 years ago and far, far away." That's Rocky Burnette talking, and here's Rocky Burnette singing at number 31 with Tired of Towing the Line. Rocky Burnette at number 31 with a former top 10 record called Tired of Towing the Line.
It's from coast to coast.